Hello and welcome back to another episode, all part of Nothing But Football, depending on where you're joining us. Obviously, if it's on YouTube, this is like a whole nother episode.
Hey.
Spotify, welcome back.
I'm sure you're watching like, why haven't they changed?
Yes.
Ugh.
No, we have a bag.
Niggers.
We have a bag of outfits.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is the one we wear for the month.
We wear it for consistency,
Hello,
you know?
December.
For your experience.
This is for Hello December.
You know, like in movies when they don't have that continuity thing, you know, where one scene it's a Monday and he's wearing pink.
Sure.
Then 30 seconds later his shirt is wet, and then
You
10
know?
seconds later it's dry.
Yes.
We have continuity because we care about our viewers'
There
experience.
you go.
Thank you very much. You've summed it up perfectly, youngster. But before we start, we haven't been recording for a while. I thought let's punish ourselves again.
Hey.
It's not a BDM session. BDSM. BDM. What's the BDM?
Speaking of BDSM, Lucas, remember when we went to the sex dog?
What happened with BDSM?
Remember when there was that BDSM room that we walked out shocked? Never again. It was a lovely thing, but I walked out there shocked.
Go on.
No, I was scarred. Like, you know, if
What
I go
shocked
on,
you?
I'm going to crack inappropriate jokes. And it's not going to be jokes about my people.
I get you.
And then I'm going to be hated for that.
You sound like Kanye West. I went to a doctor. I can't tell you what doctor he is. Yes. Yeah, no, man. In part one, we wrapped up the league. We spoke about some ongoing stories regarding the Premier League. We spoke about World Cup inclusions and whatnot.
Oh.
So I'm sure the listeners are probably thinking this. Wrapped up the league. We talked about who's first.
Oh, okay. No, as in, we spoke about the league.
Up the league.
Okay,
I'm playing. Let him shine.
On a side note, I'm going to say something very off topic.
Please do.
So I was going down a rabbit hole of YouTube. And I was watching this other video that I shared with both of you all in the group. About guess the amount of times this person has had sex with a person. And all I gotta say is...
You didn't say that. You didn't see it.
All I gotta say is, man, gay people be fucking.
No shame.
They be hitting outrageous numbers. They be fucking.
No, what's
1,500.
In how long?
No, basically, no. It's they line up people in like a moon-shaped crescent, and then they have numbers. There's like options. There's like 0, someone who hasn't had sex with 0 people, 3, 5, 10, 60, 80. Then there's like 1,500. Someone who's gone over 1,500. So like they just line them up like that, and then you get to talk to them, you suss them out, and then you guess who it was. And it just so happened that in this line, it was a guy he's a gay guy who had sex with over 1,500 guys.
Wow.
No, and it was just interesting because he's like, nah, bro, I went through a time just after, like, you know, the AIDS epidemic.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, now we felt safe. You know, we knew it wasn't, it was a hate spread by various communities. He's like, yeah, bro, we celebrate. Like, I lived, bro. Nah, he was watching. I'm not going to post the link. It has nothing to do with this. I think that wraps the story up nicely.
Top 5, my boy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was really off topic.
It's extreme.
I don't know 1,500 people.
Yo, okay, I'm just reading now stories, just World Cup stories. Wasn't Son like injured?
I don't know, Joe. I don't care about Tottenham's because you know what?
He can probably delay his surgery or something.
No, I'm just in my head. I'm just thinking, but I realized what country he comes from. I mean, the guy went back for military training or to serve his military time. Even that boy band, apparently. No one.
Remember how he got out of it was because they won the Asian trophy, and because they won the trophy, then they got. But his career might have had to be on hold for 2 years.
I think yes, he served for a year only.
No, it wasn't even a year. He went to training. If they didn't win that tournament, they would have had to come back and do almost 2 years.
Yes. So that's
but
what happened.
because they won, they got off on a national service.
So is that what happened with that 2002 Japan-Korea side? Remember they The Korea guys just they disappeared after they didn't get further enough in the competition.
No, I think they were the other Korea. He's what? South Korea. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, they were.
He's south, not north.
Yeah.
North is the hectic one where you have to disappear when you disappoint the country.
Yeah. No, that's what I was just thinking. You know that BTS, that popular K-pop band?
Aren't they Japanese?
No, they Korean.
Oh, okay.
Those guys are even doing what's his name? They're doing military time.
Yeah.
Dog.
At least, dog, you can come back and sing after that, dog. You can't come back and keep up with Ronaldo.
I'm telling
who
you
had
now,
2 years or no
I'm
ways.
telling you now, they're gonna come back being bad boys, though. I think this is it's like actually a great branding thing. They come back as army guys. No more like dyeing their hair. Now they're tough oaks, though. Showing off muscles.
Now they shoot guns.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that should be interesting.
Keep you safe.
I thought we'd get into the topic that's approaching us. Qatar. Obviously, this World Cup has been filled with many controversies, especially considering how many players are being injured. I mean, we've lost out on some talented names.
Yeah.
We've questioned as well because we're thinking to ourselves, hey, do Oaks really not want to go? But yeah, we've moved on from that. But now breaking news has come out. Like I was saying in part 1, there's basically a documentary on Netflix that goes into this whole World Cup, how they choose the country that's going to be hosting the World Cup. And now, I think this is the day before the documentary came out, Sepp Blatter, the man who's been quiet for so long, comes out and makes a statement saying that Qatar being made to host the World Cup was a mistake. This is the man, responsible for all this. Long story short, reading this whole article, I think they come out basically saying no, palms were greased. He basically, I don't think he says it, but basically palms were greased, and some people was persuaded to vote for Qatar, and they kind of let Qatar go along with it being in December instead of in November, December instead of the traditional July. So I thought let me find out your guys' words, any thoughts you guys what you'd have on this actually. Let me start with you, the Kingdom. This whole revelation that FIFA, they've been greasing pockets, greasing up,
Yeah, I'm glad it's coming out. Right, I'm glad the truth is coming out, and I think you could see very quickly after Qatar. I don't know if it was almost their last payday, to get that Georgia, whatever. Because after that, it's multi-country hosting and whatever, quite easier to do. But yeah, I mean, everyone could see that one was off. I mean, already it was the first one that was decided so far in advance, right? They said they named the next two hosts, right? It was the last one Brazil? No, it wasn't Brazil. Russia. They said Russia and immediately said Qatar, right? So
and even Russia was a little bit controversial.
Exactly.
There was a time where it was controversial, but we went through Russia and we were like, oh, this wasn't bad. But then, it was like, okay, let's actually deal with the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Because Qatar, I think, had been known for all those things.
Yeah.
The journalists who got killed, just the general human rights violations.
Yeah.
Even from the beginning.
Slave labor.
Yes. When they were building the stadiums, I think so many workers died
100%
during the process of building those stadiums where they were like, what's going on?
So for me, I think this process definitely, but I mean, nobody's been trusting the process. Nobody's been trusting UEFA. Nobody's been trusting FIFA.
There's no fair way to give out the World Cup.
Hey?
There's no fair way to give out the World Cup.
Yeah, that's going to make everyone happy. Now this multi, or at least a continental strategy or whatever, like this North America, USA, Canada, Mexico.
It only works
Those kind of things sound more fair to me, make more.
But it
more
only works for
sense to me.
established nations.
Hey?
It only works for established nations.
How can you say that?
Multi-nation within Africa. It's South Africa, who, and who.
So Oh, okay. It would be South Africa and whichever country can take on new builds, Morocco, whatever. There's also some funding that goes into it. Countries want this thing because it brings money to help them develop.
But one of the things they also complain about when the World Cup came to South Africa is that they were complaining also that the stadiums aren't ready. You still have to build stadiums. It should go to countries where the stadiums are ready.
But so that's why the multi-party thing is better for me, because then you don't have to have 12 stadiums. You just need 3.
Yeah, but you still have to build those stadiums. People will be complaining that those countries don't have those stadiums yet.
100%, but it's less pressure on them, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying they'll do it the best, but now this country that can't handle 12 can at least handle 2 and can get a piece of this pie. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying in theory. I'm just saying they always won't complain. If it's not based in Europe,
they'll never make everyone happy.
If it's not based in Europe or America, they're always going to complain.
But at least now you can enforce it that it goes around the continents, right? Because the one and only World Cup in Africa, come on. Come on. At least now you know every 7th edition.
The reason FIFA got investigated after America lost the World Cup bid, it was like, not on my watch, buddy. We know we also paid some bribes, but now we're going to get our own. And we're going to get you with the dollar transactions.
You going to take those shillings over our dollar? But yeah, I think also the other thing that gets me with the controversy of this World Cup is, I don't know in terms of this bid that's been happening, because obviously I'm not sure if everyone knows about what's going on in Iran. I think was she a journalist, or not a journalist, but someone who met the supreme leader of Iran. It was a woman. I think it was a journalist. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, people. But yeah, it went on to interview. I'm actually not sure. Wasn't wearing a hijab in the presence of the supreme leader or something of the sort. And she was arrested and killed in the jails. So now there's some human rights violation where basically women are standing up and saying, bruh, you killed this woman. I don't think it was the supreme leader, funny enough. I think it was maybe in public. They caught her not wearing a hijab. And then they arrested her and then consequently killed her. So now there's all these protests of women not wearing their hijabs. And there's like the civil unrest. So there were calls that Iran should be barred from the World Cup because of the human rights issues that are going on. And now kind of everyone is like, yeah, if you're going to ban Iran and leave the hosts, like, it's kind of, a double standard.
There's a country that is currently bombing another country. I shall not name that country. And that still gets to play European games, while other countries bomb other countries and can't. So, I don't know what to say, man. These people, they pick and choose which rules they want to apply.
Yeah.
But there's a country that's bombing the shit out of another country. It's been doing it for over 20 years. And nobody says jack shit.
Oh, nice. I see what you did there. You don't want to get involved. This is a highly debated topic.
I don't want to get involved in that topic.
As a doctor. As a doctor. I'm not going to say it. Fair. I like it. But moving on to the controversial, I wanted to actually ask you guys. I think I'd asked this probably months ago. Before we found out about World Cup, not finding out about the World Cup, but in the processes leading up to the World Cup, I'd asked you guys, who do you think is going to win the World Cup? I shall start with you, Uncle Curtis. Who?
The winner of this year's World Cup. Let me give it to Brazil.
Brazil. All right. Good choice.
If Saliba makes France, I change my pick to Saliba.
Yeah. I'm looking at the strength of the South American teams. I'm looking at Brazil and Argentina.
If Harry Kane doesn't make it to the World Cup, I choose England.
All right.
Yeah, I'm quickly trying to have a think about the European teams because they'll always be there.
Something also tells me about European teams that I think they're going to suffer in this World Cup. Just the pure heat. Like, I think this is going to be very interesting from a heat point of view.
Yeah.
I get it. They do have air-conditioned stadiums, but that pure unadulterated heat is still going to make its way into the stadiums. I mean, That's going to make a big difference. I do see teams from South America, teams from Africa actually maybe pulling off some upset wins because of this heat. I mean, Africa's used to this heat.
Yeah.
Europeans is going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a different test for them. But I did hear rumors now that apparently the conspiracy theorists are saying that the royal, the royal house in Qatar is banking on Messi to win. That they've, oiled some pockets, to say that Messi needs to win this World Cup. It came after some FIFA simulation on FIFA 23 where they said Argentina's going to win. And now everyone believes that, these guys want they want to see Messi winning. It'll also help considering that he's part of, there's a little consortium that owns PSG, so it's going to be, return the thing to PSG.
Yeah.
No, they're not going to do that, dog.
Yeah, no, I also don't think so. I just thought it was funny that, you thought that you can spoon feed someone a World Cup. That's probably one of the most unpredictable.
Just a Copa, only a Copa America.
No, listen, a Copa I get it. I'm so tired, bruh. Don't you remember even, it was Cardado who said it. He's like, bruh, we've played these guys so many times, it was like tiring to come back and play them, bro.
It was crazy, dog. And remember, Chile kept taking them.
Yes.
Remember, Sanchez didn't have a break for years, dog. They just kept saying Copa, he kept winning them.
Dog, I think Sanchez at his time at Arsenal, I don't think he saw preseason.
Yeah.
He'd come back like even during the season. He'd come back like maybe 2 months later because man had to be rested.
Like, if we're talking nonsense, regular Copa every 4 years, right? Then they had Copa Centenario for its 100th birthday, whatever, where they invited
legitimate.
What? Where they invited North American teams to the South American
legitimate.
Actually,
and then what was the third?
I forgot who was the Messi whisperer here.
Goodness, like there was like 3 in 5 years.
They were all legitimate.
Crazy.
Ooh, okay. England squad has been named.
Oh, okay. Just now, hot off the press.
Yeah. I was actually just trying to buy time, dog. I was going to start talking about random things. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Because I knew they normally announce their team soonish.
The only player that matters is soccer. Everybody else can go jump.
Ooh. Don't want to see that. Let's go to the bottom. No, man. I don't care about these stupid things. Hey, these guys will milk an article, bro.
Bruh.
Get fucked, man. Or what is this? Oh, never mind. This actually hasn't happened.
Oh, said to make.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
they're milking it. Yeah.
I knew these guys were gonna do this, bro. Because I'm reading, I'm like, oh, why are they just, putting this thing up right now? But yes, from an England squad point of view, there's been plenty of words about who should be included. I think actually the back line for me would be the most pivotal areas where we can talk about that. So I'm gonna try bring up three players and you decide to me. Not decide. You tell me who you take, who you'd leave. No, who you take, who you'd bench, and who you'd leave.
Sure.
I'm talking about from a right back point of view.
Okay.
So Trent, Trippier, and Ben White. I start with you, Uncle Curtis. Start one,
Trent.
bench one.
I'll leave Trent.
Okay. So you
I'll
leave
start
Trent.
Trippier and I'll bench Ben White.
Okay. All right. Fair. Kingdom. Who would you say?
Start Trippier, Ben Trent, leave Ben White.
So you'd leave Ben White.
Yeah.
For the guy who can't defend.
Hey?
For the guy who can't defend.
Yes.
Yo.
Yeah, bro.
This is a tough one, eh?
This is why his team is in 6th or wherever.
Dude, what will Ben White do for England at right back?
What do you do for them? Concede less goals.
Hey?
Concede less goals.
I think the nice thing about Ben White is he fits into back 3 and back 5, back 4 if they need
You'd
to
pick
do
him ahead of Trent.
Yeah. One is conceded less goals.
Or form.
Or form.
Okay.
Or form, not
So,
of history.
you're picking the one category is better. I can tell you one has done more assists. Pick him.
In England, no.
Hey?
At England level.
Funny
no.
enough, England, Trent didn't
Trent doesn't
feature
play
as
well
much.
at England.
Hey?
Trent doesn't play
feature
well.
He
as
doesn't
much.
get much a chance.
Because the system doesn't suit him. He
Does
plays
Ben
terrible.
White get a chance at England? What is Ben White in England? It's
He's
much
played,
of a muchness.
and
think
he's
he's
not
played like a
conceded
couple of
goals
caps.
like Trent.
Dog. Nah,
You don't
dog.
judge Trent on Liverpool.
Nah, dog.
Liverpool is a 1 in a million team.
Hey?
Trent sucks everywhere else.
Trent doesn't suck everywhere else, and the thing is to me, I'm not advocating for Trent's defending. I get it, but you have another person there to defend. Who's gonna give you attack like Trent? The thing is, you're only bringing on
Who's gonna
Ben
give you
White
attack
if you're
like
goal up.
You're not saying who's going to give you attack like Trent.
Who?
The attacking midfielders that are there to attack.
They're going to be in their position there, and Trent is going to supplement them also.
No, but if he can't defend, it's terrible.
Hey?
I'd actually argue that this season we've seen Trippier can do the job.
100%. That's why I say start Trippier.
Yeah.
Never true.
No, I agree. But you see, this is why I'm saying, like,
I'd rather put Saka before
I'm
Trent.
listening. I'm actually listening to your points.
Atletico Madrid, my boy.
No, I'm listening.
Stand on his credentials,
Yeah.
boy. Atletico Madrid, Trippier.
Yeah, because
No, Trippier's first. I was saying I'd rather put Saka before Trent.
so he's basically saying if worst comes to worst, if we need someone to fall back,
I'm not even saying worst comes to worst. I'm saying it's even disrespectful to put Ben White's name next to Trent Alexander. This guy is not that spectacular, guys. He's had a good 6 months.
I agree with
He's had a
what-
good 6 months, and now we must bench Trent. Get out of here.
Are we going off?
Get out of here.
Are we going off form
Get out
or
of
history?
here. Hey?
Are we going off-
For playing in a position right back where they don't even ask you to attack, they ask you to be the third man. They just call you on the right. Nah, guys.
Answer
Nah.
the question.
Nah.
I will answer the question. Are we going off form or history?
We're going off talent. We're going off ability and what they can do for you. I don't see Ben White doing.
Answer the question.
I am answering the question. You're giving
So
me
no matter
you're
how
giving me loaded
no matter-
options. I'm telling you, I'm
Okay,
going
fine.
off
No matter
ability.
off ability. No matter how terrible I perform for 6 months, I deserve to be there.
Listen, a terrible Trent versus a great Ben White. What is a great Ben White? A great Ben White is what?
Is what? A guy who's got the least amount of goals conceded in the Premier League in a position he's not familiar with.
And it's down to him.
It's down to him and the team.
Okay, and Trent, his goals is him alone.
What do you mean his goals?
The goals he's considering, is it him alone?
He's the one who's getting exposed when they score.
But Ben White, it's the team. Trent, it's him alone. Why aren't they covering him? Why aren't they covering him? Why does the one guy get judged by the collective and the one guy gets judged on his own? Because I'm saying if you judge them both on the same thing, Ben White can't even tie that guy's shoes.
On what? Attacking wise? Defending wise, I think he's better. He doesn't get beaten one-on-one as much in an unfamiliar
Because
position.
they don't send him forward. They cover him. They don't send him forward.
Who covers him?
Hey?
Who covers him? In the Arsenal system, who covers
In the
Ben?
Arsenal system, he falls into a back three when they're on the ball. That's why Tierney is always up top. That's why Zinchenko's up top. That boy doesn't attack that much. Now, when you're coming to England,
it's actually Gabriel, Saliba, and Partey or Chaka, depending on who's in the back. But they send the wing backs. They play wing back.
does Ben White attack as much on the right as the left back does?
He assisted both of those.
No, I'm not saying he never attacked in his life. I'm saying does he
does
attack
it.
as much?
No, I'd argue and tell you and say, you remember those 2 goals where Thomas Partey put them in the corner?
Yeah.
Those were both Ben White.
Okay.
Yeah, so he.
But
he does attack.
Does he? No. I didn't say does he. I said in your system, do your fullbacks attack equally as much, or does one side? Do we have a preference of one side of the fullback that attacks and a preference of one side that defends? Your argument here is saying Ben White defensively sharp. I get you, but I'd rather pick Kyle Walker. I'd rather pick somebody who can defend and attack because this guy's not the best defender.
But Kyle Walker, remember Kyle Walker's
Centre back.
he's very much in doubt.
Yeah. No. My point is just to say I don't want a right back who defends only. Even coming out from another position. Why would you want that?
Funny you say that.
Why would you want
Saka
that?
was exactly that.
Did I keep for him to be in England?
Eh? You know what? You're very fortunate. I don't remember these conversations we have, but I think I particularly remember you.
I've never said Wan-Bissaka is better than Trent.
we have to go start.
Never.
Not better player talent, but when Wan-Bissaka puts on that England shirt, I think he played better than Trent.
You think he'd play better than Trent for England?
He did.
No, he's never made a squad. Wan-Bissaka's never even made an England squad. He's never even trained with him.
I call bullshit.
It's genuine. He's never even made a squad.
I don't know how many more excuses we're gonna give Trent, dog.
Hey?
I don't know how many more excuses we have to give
My
Trent.
thing is, you calling it excuses, nah? And I hear you that Bra can't defend that well, nah?
This guy scores against flipping Burnley, and then he celebrates, and then they think he's a good player again. Nah.
No, he won a Champions League, and then you think he's a good player. He won the league, and then you think he's a good player.
We're talking about 3 years ago.
Yes, it counts. It counts. That's Bra's 23.
Okay.
Yes, I hear you, and you
Fair.
could get progressively worse after that.
Fair. My
Your
bad.
peak could have been 21.
He's made the squad once before over Trent, but he never played.
He made an England squad once. Hectic.
He's made a squad before, but he never played.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like the third backup.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was the time of Reece James, Trippier, those guys.
Yeah.
Let me put it
But I'm
this
just
way.
saying that with Alexander Arnold, I think he did play. Yeah. But it's a difficulty.
How about if his peak was at age 21, Lucas?
Eh?
And he's getting progressively worse year after year.
Sharp,
When do we stop?
Sharp. He's currently then on the down scale. Even going down, he still notches ahead of Ben White. I'd pick him.
You see why your team is 6th?
Hey?
You see why your team is 6th? This is why your team is 6th. This is why.
Please, when he thinks Arsenal is getting shots unprovoked, nah? And I always say it's because your fans started.
Okay. No, let me give my thoughts actually. I think,
Sure.
you know what?
Who was your 3? Sorry, start, bench, drop?
I didn't say.
Sorry.
I let you guys have your moment. My thing is, I look at it and say Trippier is going to start.
Yeah.
You sure?
With Kyle Walker and James out.
I'll put Trent in there. I think I'll put Trent in there. And then, fortunately for me, we have another dilemma where Ben White can make it very easily. Because we have the question of Harry Maguire. Even though we know he's going to make it. But we can have that conversation.
Yeah.
Which is why I think, if Ben White's only way to make it into that squad was, in the right back position, I think if you don't take Trent is a guy you can put on the last 20 minutes, and then he's the guy who just bombs and crosses for Tammy Abraham or Ivan Toney, who's trying to
Trent doesn't suit England at all for their style of play.
Hey?
He doesn't. I completely agree with you. I completely agree. Because Saka, when he comes on for England, he actually he takes that role of handling the distribution on the right side. I remember even the last couple of games he played when he was benched, and then he comes on as a substitute, and the ball was always landing on his feet.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm saying it's a tough one, bro. But I get you. But
Ben White Trent is a tough one.
Yeah?
Ben White Trent is a tough one.
Yes, it is.
Hectic.
No, listen. But like I explained to you.
No, I'm hearing you.
Yes, I explained to you that form-wise, it would be lovely to take Ben White. But you know that guy, Trent, can decide to take a shot from very far and put it in the top corner. That's something you can't deny. So hence why I said I'd take him off that, off the unpredictability thing.
Yeah.
And that's what you need from your
That's
bench.
what Kane is there for.
No, yeah, Kane.
That's what Foden is there for. That's what Madison is there for. That's what Grealish is there for. That's what Saka is there for. Do not tell me about a defender about putting in the top right-hand corner. The days of Roberto Carlos are gone.
No. Those days are right here. Trent is showing you those days.
He's not.
No, don't write this top
What form?
assist,
He's not.
whatever. This form is this season.
You think he's been only defending badly for 6 months?
No. You said form.
Form. He's been terrible for over 6 months. He's still assisting.
Yeah.
But he's the reason his team loses when they lose.
I don't.
All the goals come from him. They even got to a point where they're like, let's play him in midfield because he brings so much attacking.
Look, I get you now. But to me, the thing is, I'm not catering for his defending, right? But what I'm saying is, Liverpool's system is through the middle. Out the wide, he's always 1-on-1, always getting hit by triangles. He should do better, sure. England is a defensive side. Yes, there's better defenders for him, but if he's getting killed as much on the right side as Liverpool, as at Liverpool, and you're playing a defensive game, sharp, you should have Ben White then there because you don't want the ball, you don't want anything. If you want to win, you're going to attack.
And you don't need your left back to do that. You got
it makes it better when you do have a good attacker.
Not when he's gonna get beat. His positioning is bad.
Yes,
it's very bad.
Off the ball. What I'm saying is, if you have more of the ball and you have more of the play, and you're looking to win, I'd have this guy because I think this team is better than most and should have the ball against most.
Let me just start. I'll stop arguing. Before I say something.
And we're talking about who's coming off the bench. I'm saying Ben White, you're 1-0 up. You need a fifth defender. Sure. I agree with you.
Let me not talk about Trent anymore. He's ruining my vibe. I'm sorry, Potion. He's ruining my vibe.
But I think Ben White should go for that versatility.
Yes. Yeah. But then it brings up the question from centre-back point of view.
Maguire should not touch that squad.
Yes. Who would you guys...
What? You shouldn't.
Who would you guys talk about? Who would you guys take? I'll bring up some
centre backs.
I'll take out the centre back options because I think John Stones is finally recovered from injury.
Yeah.
Connor Cody, that side there by Everton.
Yeah.
Has been looking decent.
Yeah.
I'll even call out Tarkowski as he's a regular England face. I'm not so sure about his form though. Should we put Ben White in this or just scrap his name for...
No. He's versatile. He can
okay,
both.
We can put Ben
and
White
he's playing.
in this. Yeah, we can put Ben White. Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire's in that position.
Yeah.
No other England...
Tyrone Mings, I think, is getting dropped now. Fakir Tomori hasn't gotten picked so much yet.
Tomori, considering he just came from an AC, title run.
Yeah.
I think AC right now they're probably in the top 4. Mm-hmm. They've been doing okay. But yeah, you look at those options. Tyrone Mings, I'll disqualify him from that conversation because they haven't been on 4. I've named some of those names. If you had to take,
what's the thing? Maguire is gonna make it.
Yeah,
and I blame it on the manager.
Yeah, but that's his favorite player.
Yeah, Maguire should have been dropped when he started having a bad patch of games over a year ago to give other players a chance. It would have given them enough time to blood into the England team to come into this World Cup. But because now, you stuck with him.
Which? Okay, let me let you finish the house.
You stuck with him. It's been a year plus. He's still having terrible games. Nah. You have to take him because every other player you take will be inexperienced.
I think Maguire's the only player that form doesn't count.
Yeah, it's been terrible for a year.
I remember there was a time when he dropped Sancho because form didn't count. Like you said, this guy's just been playing bad for United. We understood. He dropped Rashford. He's been playing bad. Maguire in the same run, like who's been in the same team having the same run of form, he brings Maguire, and then he used the excuse of, I quote, with some players, they just have to be here. They're the leaders of the team.
Yes.
They have to be here.
No.
I think I think he made that thing about Maguire. It's like, dude, this guy, when he puts on an England shirt, he will always make sure that, he bleeds for it. That was the excuse made for Maguire.
And that's why they won't win anything.
Yeah, it's a tough one, eh? I think England by nature is a popularity contest. Yeah. I would have argued that this is the time where you should have put Tomori into rotation a long time ago. Because in terms of defenders on form over the last year, that's him. Like, I think that's him. He won a title. Him, John Stones is a great pairing. It's just, for me, it's too late now to do that. because how do they go? We've never seen them connect. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one. It'll end up being Maguire and John Stones.
So
Maguire and Tyrone Mings might make it.
So I hear you now, but we are throwing away Maguire Stones as if that didn't take them to the final of the last cup. That didn't take them to the semi-final of the. Maguire has performed for England.
Okay.
Maguire is England's best defender currently, because after him, you're telling me Connor Cody. He must get dropped for Connor Cody, guys. Connor Cody. Eric Dyer.
He's not even making his first team.
Oh yes, Eric Dyer's the other one.
Eric Dyer, come on, guys. He's not making his first team sharp. His first team is Man United, not getting benched at Wolves, so you must go to Everton. Come on,
Dyer's
guys.
ahead of
Quality counts.
It doesn't count.
Hey?
It doesn't count when you play terrible. You can't come out and say, I choose players based off form.
But this is why I say.
And then you drop players.
But let's look at other nations, right? I'm sure we can find some good examples of this, of players that don't always play for their team, but they're being picked in this nation, and they're doing well.
Who?
It'll come to me as this. There is definitely, bro.
There's no such.
There is definitely.
Unless
Brazil made a habit of that thing. Fred wasn't always starter. He's been starting for thing.
Danny
has
Alves.
been a starter.
Danny Alves.
He hasn't been a starter. Danny Alves.
He hasn't. Apparently,
No, he got dropped at Barca.
Dude, yes,
they cancelled his contract.
He hasn't played football. He hasn't played football in a team for like.
Guys, is he a starting right back right now?
He plays for Pumas.
Giroud,
And
France.
their season's over.
Giroud,
When's the last
France.
time
Was he not Chelsea's perennial substitute? But when he came to France, he was the man.
No. When Giroud was playing the most for France, he was playing for Arsenal week in, week out.
When he was playing the most for France, but he was still playing when he was at Chelsea and he was
No,
on
he
their
wasn't.
bench. Maguire's the same
No,
story. He was
no.
playing for
Wait,
United
let me finish.
until just now.
When he was playing for Chelsea, Benzema came.
Hey?
He came off the bench. Benzema came.
Benzema came now in the Euros.
Yeah, and that's when he basically joined Chelsea a year or two ago.
He's
Yeah,
already
right.
left Chelsea a year or two ago. What years he with Chelsea, guys?
Like two, he's been there 3 years.
He's been at Inter for 2 seasons now.
Exactly. That's not these Euros.
Well, he's talking about the World Cup. I think you're talking about the World Cup, basically.
When Giroud was in
You're
the
saying
World Cup
when-
squad,
yeah,
he
World
was
Cup
a
squad.
starting player.
Hey?
There was no two ways. He was a
But
starting player.
during Euros, that was the time when him and Mbappe were fighting. Apparently now, because Mbappe.
So you're saying he lost his place because he lost his place at Chelsea?
No, I think
No,
it had,
Benzema came
it
back
had
and
to,
Benzema
yes,
is just a better
it had to do a lot with the fact that Benzema was indoctrinated back into the team. Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree with you there. But Giroud was.
Okay, maybe back to the Maguire point. Which player should start ahead of Maguire?
I'm not saying now. Now it's too late. I'm saying they should have given other players a chance
I'd argue
when he was
John.
playing
I'd
terrible.
argue John.
You saying huh?
I'd argue John. No, actually, no. Never mind. I take it back. He'll start.
So
He's the only left-footed defender, ne?
who?
In that equation.
Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the only one that can play on the left side.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
left-footed.
No, Maguire's a right footer, but
Oh, is
he
he right?
can play off the left side
Oh,
because he's good
is
on the
that
ball.
comfortable?
He's
Alright.
good. He can play both sides of the
Okay.
defense. But just give me the names of who should have been ahead of him.
I didn't want-
and I just want to hear your confidence in those names.
I actually didn't want to bring up Ben White because we spoke about him in the last one, but I think John Stones and Ben White would be a decent combination moving forward. But it also goes back to what I just said now. The coach has been at fault because he's let this combination, like he didn't try out anything new. So it's too late now. He's probably going to give us Tyrone Mings and Maguire as the two guys, the two starters.
Maguire and Stones.
No, he's going to bring Tyrone Mings and Maguire.
Nah, he's dropped Mings. Mings won't even be in the squad. No! They
worry.
stripped because remember they took his captaincy away at Aston Villa. He's benching and stuff.
But
like
that's why I said I worry that now that Aston Villa's suddenly looking a little bit decent,
Is he
they're
playing?
announcing,
Is Mings playing?
yeah, he's playing.
Oh,
They
okay.
just announced they're going to announce the squad now.
Mm-hmm.
You know that guy Southgate is the type of guy who'll see one game and he'll be like, you know what?
Guys,
Let's
but also let's be a defense is patterns of behavior. It's what to me.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying, guys. I hear you on Maguire. Please say another player's name with your chest.
No, but it's too. That's why,
We're telling you it's too late.
that's why I said from my
He should
point
have
of
been
view,
dropped last
it's too
year.
late. It's too late.
They should have given another player confidence.
There's no one you can.
But you're
bring
still
in.
talking about giving them confidence, Curtis. If we're talking about form, should their form not stand out then?
It
Dog,
should.
Tamori Hardley. Tomori
When
just
Tomori was busy bossing in AC Milan.
I agree with
was
you. He
even-
should have got a chance.
Yes.
I don't think he's a starter at England, but he should be in that
They
squad.
should have given him a chance. John Stones will get a chance purely because of the team that he's at, but he's been injured for long.
Okay.
But he'll play. He'll fit in like a glove that side.
Yeah.
But for me, that's why I said Maguire's going to make it. I think
Rightly so.
yes.
Not rightly so.
No,
There's no form.
I think rightly so because
There's
who
no
else
form.
do they have?
There's no form. I blame it on him not choosing other. There's no form.
Because they're not gonna put Ben White in there. It wouldn't make sense to put Ben White in there. They took him for the Euros. They played him one game as a substitute. Like
Yeah, but it is what it is. I don't want England to win. So yeah, as long as Maguire and Kane are not in the squad, England are going to win the World Cup.
But yeah, it should be an interesting fight. Lastly, but strikers, I would ask that question one more time. I'm gonna just do a quick segment.
England.
Yeah. Strikers. Kane obviously is going.
Yeah.
Then there's one more position. Let's say one more position left for striker. Who do you take?
They play that one striker, two wingers.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
If they're gonna take one more striker.
It's Kane and who else?
Yes.
Yeah.
If they're gonna take one more striker, who they're gonna take? I'm gonna name the informed strikers. Callum Wilson,
No.
Ivan Toney,
Maybe. No.
Tammy Abraham.
Tammy.
I'll even throw in Dominic Calvert-Lewin just for fun.
Tammy.
If you have to take two, who do you take?
Tammy or Ivan.
Tammy and
Or Ivan.
you say Tammy and Ivan. If you have to take just a backup in case things go wrong. Okay. Who do you take?
And those options is Tammy for me, yeah. It's Tammy, yeah.
Tammy? Who else? As a backup.
I wouldn't trust any of them at international level.
Okay, since
I
none of them,
barely even trust Tammy, to be honest with you.
yes, yeah. None of them have had the experience. But I mean,
I don't see the international level quality from those guys either.
yeah, but hey, bro, let's be honest. Things can happen in the World Cup.
Yeah,
These are normally the times where Kane picks up little niggles.
yeah.
So you need to make sure you don't you're not going to be confident and take two strikers.
Yeah, true.
So hence why I ask again, who would you take out of those four strikers that I've just named?
Yeah, Tammy. Kane and
Tammy
Tammy. And Kane.
No. I said not.
Or like in order. So
No.
Kane, Tammy.
I said
Kane is
four.
guaranteed.
So I said Callum Wilson, Tabby Abraham, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Ivan Toney. Out of those four guys, you have to take two strikers who might potentially be
Kane and Abraham, then Ivan Toney.
or form, ne?
No, actually, Callum Wilson. There's more of a continental style there.
Yes.
There's
no,
more-
Callum
yeah.
Callum's been in the World Cup in the
Yeah.
England
Yeah.
mix up before.
Yeah.
You got to play to your strengths, man. I'll take Tony.
And you said Tony.
What are the strengths then?
Tony can hold up the ball very well. He can actually score, unlike Callum Wilson. Hold up play with Ivan Toney is very similar to King. I would not take Callum Wilson.
All right.
Because if you're going to try,
Callum Wilson similar to Kane.
yeah?
No, you're saying Ivan Toney
Ivan
similar,
Toney, hold up play.
similar to Kane.
Even worse.
But hold up play.
Eh?
Hold up play. Ivan Toney, that's what he does at Brentford.
Okay.
Hold the ball up very well for other players
Yeah.
to come
Oh,
in.
okay. If you mean like that, because Kane holds it up, then still does something with it.
But Tony does do something with it from time to time, not like Kane.
Okay.
That's why it's similar, not the same.
Tony's a set piece. He's a set piece beast. I'd argue that.
And you know how I feel about Kane.
Yeah, but yeah.
Sharp, so
that's
much
why I
so
said Kane-
that 2 seasons
but
in the
this is why I
Premiership
said-
is.
But this is why I told you Kane is not in the picture. I've taken Kane out of the picture, and I've given you 4 strikers. You need to take to the World Cup.
I gave you the option.
Who are you taking?
I gave you the option. I told you.
So you said Tony and Abraham.
Yeah.
You said same.
Abraham, then Tony.
Abraham and Tony.
Then Tony, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd take Abraham and Wilson.
Yeah.
I think it's no mark on Tony, but it's just I've seen Callum Wilson in the England setup. And if we're going on that theme of, the guy that busted waistcoat trusts, then I think he can maybe try something with him.
Yeah.
Tony strikes me as a guy who they're going to put him in there and he's going to get lost.
Exactly.
He's going to get lost in that whole, movement. Especially because Brentford also doesn't play with the high intense wings. Like they don't do high wing play.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a little bit of a confusing run for him. Yeah. Guys, I think...
The wide positions?
First name on the starting lineup is Saka.
No.
It is. In the wide positions. England's main player of the year.
I'm sorry.
Don't tell me Foden.
No, I'd go for... I'd say Rashford and Sterling.
Rashford over 2 good months.
Hey?
Rashford.
No, not even about that. Saka as an impact player for me. If I was the coach, Saka stays on the bench and he comes on as an impact player. He has the most impact. Even in the last World Cup.
You start with your best players.
Not the last World Cup, Euros, we missed.
You start with your best players.
You forget the beast that Sterling is in England. He's a beast.
Sure, but you start with your best players. And there's a reason he was England's best player of the past year.
I understand that. But that's why I
Because
said...
now we're not choosing off form again. Now we're choosing off
Are you saying England's best player club performances? You're giving
Besides Kane.
England's best player to that guy?
Besides
To
Kane.
Saka. Okay.
And even England performances in an England shirt.
Listen, I love Saka. I believe that if you start Saka, he can do damage. But the place where he's like most lethal. And fortunately for him, he's young enough to come off the bench and facilitate that role for now.
You're killing a young player's confidence when he's playing better than his peers at club level, and then he must come off the bench for a guy who played well for a month. I'll tell you, fuck you. I'll be like, you can't be serious.
I doubt he will.
Of course, it's too nice.
And
that's
why
what I'm
is that
saying.
a confidence killer? It's coming off
I
the
don't
bench.
think that's what I'm
Coming
saying.
off the bench, but you're coming off the bench for a player who hasn't been in the England setup for over 6 months.
That's daily bread in football. That can't kill your confidence.
Dog, you put that guy in on 60 minutes.
Why?
Eh?
England are never... When you say that each time, I'm looking at England over the past couple of times they've played. He had to come on to change the game.
Yeah.
It gets to a point
But-
where
but-
I mustn't come on to change the game. I must affect the game from the start.
But wait, let's see what's the options. So there's Saka, there's Sterling, there's Grealish, there's Foden, there's Jadon Sancho, there's Bowen.
Foden also I don't trust as of yet.
Sterling,
in the England
yes, will
setup.
start. Sterling, yes, will start.
Yes.
But that's one wing.
Yes. I think Sterling is the one for me.
The other
Yeah.
one,
Rashford actually might be tough. Yeah, maybe you might be
Rashford.
right.
I forgot to say.
Eh?
No, I didn't add Rashford, yeah? Rashford.
Yeah. No, for me, like Rashford is the type of player where you can put in and then, let's just see what happens. But that's why I said
off the bench.
Off the bench, you try out Grealish, you try out Foden.
No, Rashford. He must come off the bench.
Dog.
As a winger, his crossing is not that great at this moment in time.
We'll see,
He's
bruh.
good on the
Listen,
break.
for me, I would not want the first time Saka starts to be at a World Cup.
Yeah,
But it's not.
but you're saying Saka alone. We're just saying who gets the positions, who starts, who whatever's.
But that's why I said, okay, Sterling can play on the right.
Yeah. But
But
it's his position on the left.
His
Yeah.
ideal position's on the left. So okay,
Yeah.
we'll put Sterling on the left. But if we've got no one else, then okay, fine. Put Saka on the right. Like if
Okay.
we're looking at it from there.
And then below them, you pick who to go still on the trip?
Then I'll
Grealish,
Rice.
Rashford.
I say Declan Rice.
No, still in the wide positions, right? So you're saying start Sterling and Saka. Their substitutes must be
Oh, Foden has to be.
Foden still there.
Yeah. In that, you see, if that's why I said Rashford.
I'll say
would-
Rashford over.
Commit, because the other names don't get on the plane. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
Are you saying Grealish stays at home?
He can stay. He hasn't been that great.
He might sneak in with the number 10.
You saying Grealish at home, Sancho at
He might
home,
be the
Gerard
guy-
Bowen at home,
Gerard
Emil
Bowen
Smith
can-
Rowe at home.
Yes,
Smith Rowe hasn't
Smith
played.
Rowe hasn't played this whole year. Gerard
yeah.
Bowen, I don't think he's earned it.
Yeah.
Even his current form,
Yeah.
he's just disappeared.
No, I'm just giving out names to say,
Yeah.
okay, we're still happy with the choices.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'd rate that.
Yeah, but guys, we've gone on for long.
Yeah, we've gone on for long, guys. We've babbled. Hopefully, this is a nice little dose of football since we've been away for a while. But thank you guys for joining us. Any last sentiments or words? I'll let you guys do your thing.
Trent over Ben White.
Kids, drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. You end up living in the past.
All right, yes, man.
Pick Brighton All-Stars over Champions League winners.
All right. No, but yes, guys, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us. And then we shall catch you guys soon.